Hey guys, welcome to Boost Hunter Garage. Today we're going to get back on my 07 5.9 Cummins here, and I'm having some drivetrain vibration, and as far as I can tell, or my best guess is my rear drive shaft, the U-joints in it are worn out. So I picked up some new U-joints here, and that's what we're going to be swapping. This truck being a long bed, it has the two-piece drive shaft, so we'll have 3 joints to change in there. So we're just going to get to that. I'm really hoping this is the issue. I do believe it is. I don't think it's, the tires. I have rotated them and different things like that. And I've changed the U-joints on my other truck, and it made a huge difference, so I believe it is this. So either way, we're going to get at it, get this drive shaft pulled out, and start pressing these joints out of here. All right, so obviously to change these U-joints, we got to take this drive shaft out of here. And so I think most stock trucks will have Torx head bolts in there. I got rid of mine because they strip out when I was doing my rear pinion. So either way, I'm going to undo those. And what I usually do is, you can see the truck's lifted up off the ground, and then I put it in neutral so that you can rotate the drive shaft here to be able to take these out. I use an impact to spin them out, so it doesn't matter that the tires can move. If you're using like a ratchet or breaker bar to get those off, you might have to set it back down on the ground so you have some resistance to break those loose, put a pry bar in here or something. But either way, you got to take those out. And then with this 2-piece, you'll have your center support here, and these are just 2 15 mils, and we'll pull those out, and then it'll just slide out of the back of the transfer case. So I'm going to go ahead, get those taken out, and we'll pull this drive shaft out. Okay, so there we have it. Got the drive shaft out here, and I can already tell this is the rear joint. I don't know how well I can show it. Well, you can kind of see it there. It's super sloppy and worn out, so very high chance this is our vibration problem here. So got it all out, and what I did just to make sure, I went ahead and marked these joints at each spot just so that it goes back together the same way, and so that we have this, say for example, put on the same way and not flipped. I'm not sure if that'll throw off balance and cause a different vibration issue, but I think just to be safe, we'll put it back together the same way. And I don't know, I noticed these stock ones don't have a retainer clip like how the new ones have. I'm not sure why they don't have them. I mean, all the joints are the same. They don't have a retainer clip in them. But anyways, at least we don't have to pull them out. And also these rear bolts, I realized, I think it was the front ones that are Torx that I changed. So if not, they're just a 15 mil, and we got this all off. So I got the shop press here. This is how I'm gonna do it. I've done them before without a press. It's super nice having the press. It's a lot easier. I've done it with a ball joint press here before to do different U-joints. If you've seen some of my other videos, that's how I did the front U-joints on the front axle. But just use a ball joint press. I mainly brought it to use these cups in it to use in the press here to pop these joints out. All right, so you can see how I got this set up in there. I'm basically just using one of these cups to sit up in there, just sit around here, obviously, so it's not blocking where the joint or the cup's gonna come out, or the cap. And then I just use a socket, put it in here, and then we'll just go ahead and press it all the way till we can get this bottom cap to come out, and then we'll flip it over, push it the other way so that the cap on the other side will come out. So sometimes, depending how long they've been in here, I'll have to use a torch and heat this up a bit. It'll get things moving. But first we'll try without heating them, see if we can get that to pop out. So once you get it pushed all the one way, obviously you can see that one was fighting me. you'll push it all the way so the cap's sticking out. Sometimes they'll fully pop out. If not, I'll grab them with vice grips or a channel lock. And just try pull that cap out. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it. You see I put a bit of heat to it, and it fought me a bunch. But either way, got it pulled out. And so now, also I flipped it back over, and we're gonna push it all the way back the other way and rip the other cap out of there. And then you'll be able to get this off here. There we go, got that first one off. Once you get your caps out, you just kind of swivel it out of there, and we'll move on to punching these ones out. So as you can see, they will fight you sometimes. Those caps just did not want to come out. I tried heating them, and then you see me get frustrated, get the grinder out, and I've done it before where you just cut the ear off, or what do you want to call it. Didn't have a big enough grinder disc, so I got most of the way through, and then decided to just press it. Kind of went back and forth, press them back and forth. Eventually they get loose enough, and I was able to pull it out. So there we have it, we got it out. Not always going to be easy, but now that we got that out, I'm going to go ahead. I'm probably going to do the middle one, get it popped apart, and then I'll bring you guys back and we'll show you how to put it back together. So hopefully this next two joints don't fight me like that one and they come out a little smoother, but we will see about that. Okay, so now we're ready to put these back together, and usually before I put them back together, I'll take like a wire brush and just clean these out. Scrub them up, use either a pick or like a screwdriver or something, just clean that little groove out, make sure you're good, and then I'll wipe them out with the rag. Just makes your life a little bit easier. And so I just had picked up through Rock Auto their Dana Spicer U-joints, and these ones are greasable. You can get greasable or non-greasable. They'll come with a grease zerk to put in, but you'll put that in after. And yeah, so I'll probably zoom the camera in a bit here just so you can see it better. But you're gonna pull your caps off, as you're doing it. Big thing is be careful, you don't wanna screw up those needle bearings in there. That's the big thing. And we'll put this in there. So I just try to be careful, take it slow so you line everything up. But yeah, I'll get the camera zoomed in here so you can see a little closer up as I put this first one in. So usually I'll just set one in there. Push it in, set it back down in that one. And then set your top cap in. Just gotta flip this over. They got a little, nylon thing in it. So it's stuck to the one and not the other. So let's get that in there. And then I will get this lined up underneath it. Big thing too is just try to keep everything square so you don't push it in kind of crooked. So I've definitely screwed these up before, not getting them in there nice. And then you're buying a new U-joint, but so just slowly start pressing down. I'll just keep an eye underneath. You don't want, so that it lines up with this next one. So I just make sure it kind of free floats in there so you know they're actually lined up and you're not going to crush those bearings in there. There, once you get to a point that it's in both like that, then you don't have to worry as much. It's freely going in there. And then I'll just press this down enough so that you can get that clip in there. Don't push it too much. So there, we got it pressed in there, so we're past the little groove in there, and we will drop the clip in. And because this one has the grease zerk on the end, there's one different clip just so it's not in the way of that. Yeah, just make sure that gets down in there. Sometimes I'll put a bigger socket so it's pressing on here and just push down a little bit more on it. That one actually, for the most part, went in. I might put a little bit of pressure on it and it'll just set that in there a little better. And there we have it. Locked it in a little bit better there. And so, pretty simple. Sometimes if you push it too far one way, you might have to just put a bit of pressure back the other way. Or sometimes you can just give it a little smack and they'll center up in there. Pretty simple. It's just taking your time, being careful, just so you don't wreck anything in there. And obviously just repeat that. It's always easier when it's just like a single piece like this compared to when you're trying to line, when I'll put the other piece of the drive shaft to it, but it's all the same steps. And like I said before, when you marked your joints here, so I got a mark there, got this one here, and I'll just put it back together that way, just to try to keep balance and everything. So I'll put this together and I'll show you putting the grease zerk in, and they want you to grease these before you use them and that kind of thing. So I'll get this put together and we'll move on to the next step there. Okay, so you see I put the grease zerk in there and I just pumped it full of grease till you start to see it, coming out from them, just so you know you have enough in there. And this thing is lubricated up. Sometimes I'll just, once I have them all in there, I'll just move them all around, make sure they're moving nice and free. And yeah, so once you have them all done, I still got to do that far one, but I won't show that, and we'll throw her back in the truck. All right, guys, so got the drive shaft thrown back in here. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Line the splines up on the transfer case, slide it on, bolt up your center support there, and throw the bolts in the rear end. I usually just use a bit of blue Loctite and I just send them home with the impact, to be honest. Give them a few ugga-duggas, they're in there. If you want to be more technical, I believe the torque spec is 85 foot-pounds. I'll double check that and throw that down in the comment or description part of the video here. And this definitely fixed my bad driveline vibration, which I was pretty sure was going to happen after seeing how loose and beat up, especially that one joint was, but also most of them weren't in great shape. So now when I take this, it doesn't vibrate at all. Before, kind of between that 50-60 range, it would vibrate like crazy. Between just feeling it, you'd also hear my keychain just jiggling like crazy, which was super annoying. So, not bad fix, at least we got it done. I hope this video was helpful and you can get it done yourself. Please like and subscribe, helps the channel tons, and we'll see you on the next one.